All right, let's dive right into this. Welcome, Player 1, to this explainer. Today, we're embarking on an epic, 8-bit style quest. Our main mission? To master the BBC bite-sized curriculum for the SQA National 5 Modern Studies topic, Underdevelopment in Africa. Think of this explainer as your ultimate strategy guide. We're going to navigate the pretty treacherous terrain of global issues, gather the knowledge we need, and level up our understanding, so that when you finally face that exam boss, you are fully equipped to win. So, press start and let's go. Here's a quick look at our quest map. First up, Level 1, Core Factors. Then, Level 2, the Consequences. Next, Level 3, Finding Solutions. And finally, the Boss Battle, SQA National 5 Exam Questions.
All right, Level 1, Core Factors. Let's understand the terrain.
First things first, we really need to define our main target here. What exactly are we dealing with? Well, underdevelopment is essentially a lack of economic, social, or political advancement in a given region when you compare it to others. If we're using gaming terms, it's basically a massive regional debuff that holds back progress. It makes it so much harder for countries to build basic infrastructure, educate their populations, or grow their wealth. And this is the core issue the bite-sized curriculum is asking us to investigate.
Now, to clear Level 1, you've got to understand the 3 primary hazard types that actually create this underdevelopment. According to the bite-sized guide, these are, first, political factors. Think government instability or corruption. Second, social factors, like access to healthcare and education. And third, economic factors, which includes things like heavy debt and trade barriers. The absolutely crucial point here is that these aren't just isolated issues, right? They constantly interact and stack on top of each other. Like, just think about how political corruption drains the very funds that should be actively spent on social health care. It creates this incredibly complex web that countries in sub-Saharan Africa have to fight through every single day.
Moving right along to Level 2, the Consequences. Let's see the impact on the ground.
To really truly grasp the impact of all this, the SQA National 5 curriculum requires us to lock onto a specific in-game case study, and our focus here is Nigeria. By zooming in on Nigeria, we move away from those abstract concepts and look right at the direct human impact. We get to see how underdevelopment actively suppresses life expectancy, limits basic access to clean water, and creates severe wealth inequality. It translates into very real, everyday struggles for millions of people. But hey, here's something you definitely cannot forget. These consequences are just local. Obviously, the immediate, devastating impact is on the people living in sub-Saharan Africa. But there is a massive global ripple effect too. Underdevelopment impacts other countries and their governments all over the place. It influences global trade, international security, and migration patterns around the world. In this quest, a challenge in one specific zone affects the entire world map.
Okay, Level 3, Finding Solutions. Let's grab some power-ups and meet our allies.
So this stage is entirely focused on proactive solutions. Because look, the situation isn't game over. It's not hopeless. There are massive, highly coordinated efforts underway right now to stimulate economic growth, improve social health, and stabilize governments in sub-Saharan Africa.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is our ally roster. Check this out. We have international organizations. These are groups like the UN or the World Bank, and their main mission objective is to tackle underdevelopment through highly targeted aid, health programs, and infrastructure funding. And then we have external governments, like the Scottish Parliament or the broader UK government, who step in to provide support, negotiate fairer trade, and manage those global impacts we were just talking about. By working together, they form this vital allied party trying to bridge that development gap.
And here we are, the boss battle. Exam questions for SQA National 5 Modern Studies.
Boom! There's the big boss itself. Explain, in detail, the social factors affecting development in sub-Saharan Africa for 6 marks. Now, I know that sounds like a classic, intimidating, National 5-style question. It wants detail, it wants structure, but honestly, don't panic, because we've got the perfect strategy to take this thing down. Here is your ultimate cheat code sequence for the exam. To secure those 6 marks, you absolutely need to rely on the PEE structure. Number 1, make your point. 2, explain it clearly. And 3, give an example. Literally every single time you strike the paper, you use this combo. Point, explain, example. It's exactly how the bite-sized guides are structured to help you learn, and it's exactly what the examiners are looking for.
And this brilliantly illustrates why that structure matters. Think of a low-scoring noob approach, kind of like the ragged fighter on the left there. It rambles, it completely lacks structure, and it just misses the target. Now channel the pro energy of the glowing knight on the right. You make a clear point about a social factor. You deeply explain how an illness like malaria, for example, physically prevents adults from working, and then you provide a specific, real-world bite-sized example from Nigeria. That, right there, is exactly how you drain the boss's health bar.
Okay, let's do a quick review of our quest inventory one last time. To win this, you need to master the core factors: political, social, and economic. You need to understand the consequences, meaning both the local reality in Nigeria and that wider global ripple effect. You need to know the solutions and the international organizations actually providing them. And above all else, when you sit down at that exam desk, you need to use the cheat code: point, explain, example.
So, player one, you've got the map, you know your allies, and you hold the cheat codes in your hands. The entire foundation is laid out right there in the BBC bite-sized guides. And hey, you can even continue your side quests by checking out the BBC News and Scottish Parliament links provided in the curriculum for the most up-to-date examples. So the only question left for you is, are you ready to press start and conquer that National 5 exam, get out there and level up your grade?